The Wisconsin Film Festival kicks off tonight at Shannon Hall at the Memorial Union on campus. The 8-day affair is now 25 years old, and this year's festival features 160 films.
News 3 Now photojournalist Chris Hawbaker gives us a preview of the festival and two local films, The Last Milk and We Are Not Ghouls.
It's a real treat to finish up a year of having a film tour the country to bring it back here and play the Wisconsin Film Festival. So this year, my film is called We Are Not Ghouls. It's a feature-length documentary about a Air Force JAG attorney.
I got involved in Guantanamo because I raised my hand and said, I'll volunteer.
Lieutenant Colonel Yvonne Bradley, her assignment of defending a man named Binyam Mohammed at Guantanamo Bay.
He was in Afghanistan at the wrong time, at the wrong place. September 2001, 9/11.
To see her come out the other side of that and to be able to tell her story so that all of us can learn about the history and what our country was doing during the War on Terror after 9/11.
The setup of that place was to make people drive them crazy.
It was horrifying. One of my clients, they had him tortured.
Well, I get up every morning about 5 o'clock. I put my overshoes on and I head for the lot. I herd the cows right into the barn. I'm just a hard-working man on a dairy farm.
This year I'm in front of Greener Pastures, which is on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. My film will open 9 minutes, and then there's the feature film Greener Pastures is also farming related and kind of tells the story of some struggling farms as well. The title is The Last Milk, short film about my family, specifically my uncle who managed a small dairy farm for about 38 years and just gave it up.
One of these days I'm going to sell these cows and quit. I can't take it no longer. I'm about to lose my grip. How would you like to get up every morning?
You know, you get up and you do this in a certain order every single day. There's certain jobs that have to get done every single day at a certain time, and then you wake up the next morning and that's kind of not the case, and it's like, what do I do with myself?
And there's also just the sign on the barn that says Wiederholt Dairy Industry or whatever is super faded, and you can just see that the farm is kind of like, you know, just getting old and it's just not maintained anymore. But then also just to show that it's a labor issue, it's a technological issue, it's a corporatization issue. I mean, there's a lot of different economic factors at play that make these types of models of farming not really viable anymore, and then that has huge implications for rural America. Can these towns fund their schools?
It was physically demanding and really not financially rewarding.
I grew up actually going to this when it was Sundance, the Hilldale Theater, when it was Sundance 608, and I saw some of my first repertory and art house titles in high school, and I didn't even really realize what a director was.
Wrapped up in our phones and the internet and looking inward or onto screens, so to be sitting collectively and experiencing something in real time, there's something really magical and powerful about that, and the Wisconsin Film Festival is preserving that, and I think that's why it's so important to show up, to buy tickets, to support the festival, and continue this experience for future generations.
The difference for me is that in the theater, the emotional response you can get from an audience and the takeaway as an audience member is so much greater, and I can feel it in the room as a filmmaker whenever I watch or screen my film for my friends and we're watching it on a laptop or on a TV. The response, it's like, okay, or maybe my friend's checking their phone or they're half there or whatever, but in the theater, everybody's watching it together. People share that laughter much more because they can feel the energy in the room.
Either I get that Chandler gun or the slow broiler for you, even if we all cook.
I haven't got it.
Not only are they showcasing films by local filmmakers like myself in Wisconsin and the surrounding areas, but they're also bringing in historical films.
No picture has been more eagerly awaited.
It couldn't be made till the perfect star was found.
Sound the trumpets.
They have programmers that are going to festivals and looking through archives for examples of filmmaking that have lasted through time. They're finding films from other countries. They're finding films in other languages. So to be able to go and see all different types of movies within a couple days and have Q&As and conversations with those filmmakers and the programmers that are helping you understand the history of cinema and why these art forms are important for us to celebrate and preserve.
160 films.
Yeah, very powerful ones too.
Go to wifilmfest.org for a complete list. And it's tonight through April 20th, Shannon Hall, Chazen Museum, many more. The theater at Hilldale, they're opening up for one last time.
Right, a lot of different sites around.